Mother Earth, the winds, the waters, my father, my mother, Atanaha, all it is. We thank you for our lives and we thank you for these good people. We thank you for all that we are and all that we are to become. We dedicate our time spent together and our relationships with one another to you. We ask that our suffering be ended and our pain be lifted to the love and to the peace that lay beyond. Aho, Amen, Namaste. So our third day of our immune system whispering challenge, and I'm going to start by going into the collective consciousness, because a big part of our immune system is being able to tell us what belongs inside the body and what doesn't belong inside the body. And the immune system is so good at doing this, right? That it can tell which viruses are safe for the body, which fungus is safe for the body, which bacteria is safe for the body, and which ones are not, because we have billions of bacteria, hundreds of viruses that live happily in our body's ecosystem and biome. And it's very quickly able to tell both when these viruses or funguses or bacteria that live within us change form, right? Which represents the relationships in the external world that might change form. It might start off as a healthy relationship and then become an unhealthy relationship. It might start off as somebody being your best friend and then they become a frenemy. It might start off as somebody being your mentor, but then you outgrow them. So the immune system is very good at being present with what's going on inside us and checking if things are staying in balance and harmony. For example, Candida, right? Candida lives happily inside the gut. It helps break down toxic foods and substances, but it can get out of balance. And when that relationship gets out of balance, it can become, difficult, and it can destroy other parts of the body. And the candida can literally go into the bloodstream and the brain and cause brain fog and allergies and all kinds of things. And it's exactly the same. A relationship that was doing well, when it goes out of balance, hi, beautiful. I can see you all. I'm going to still be answering the questions. I'm just bringing in this channeling, both to help with the healing, but also to trigger you guys a little bit, because then that energy helps with getting a deeper clearing and a healing on our immune systems, right? So when we're talking about the immune system, we're talking about being willing to face the truth. I'm so sorry. I can hear some of you going, no, I don't do conflict. I want to avoid. I'm a people pleaser. And this is what suppresses the immune system, our unwillingness to face the truth, our unwillingness to be with, ouch, that was uncomfortable, or that didn't quite feel right, or I thought that conversation was going to go a different way. Hi, Barbara. Hello, everyone. So when we're dealing with the immune system, it's that awkward moment of awareness, something going from unconscious awareness to conscious awareness, and navigating having these difficult conversations. Now, this is hugely important as you step up as a leader and in light work. And one of the biggest ways that I failed as a leader in the beginning was avoiding having difficult conversations. I thought I was keeping the peace, but the reality was that I wasn't able to address things before they got out of hand. I wasn't able to take radical responsibility. And I also wasn't able to find out what was really going on, because very often when you assume something, it's not really why someone's doing something, or it's not really what's going on behind the scenes. But that energy of taking responsibility radically changed my marriage, radically changed my friendships, radically changed my business. But I had to do a lot of healing on being allowed to see the truth, being allowed to use my psychic gifts, because I was kind of told, keep your psychic gifts in the spiritual teacher container, but don't use them in business. Don't use them in the relationship. Don't use them in friendship. And what Creator told me is that you have to be where you are, everywhere that you are. And you may not be a spiritual teacher everywhere that you are, but you are definitely one with everything. And you have access to this information for a reason. And it's because those divine gifts inside all of us are worth protecting. Right? And whenever there's an awareness of fear into this space, praying over it, speaking over it, blessing it is often enough to dissolve conflicts before they even happen. But sometimes the truth needs to come to the surface. And when the truth needs to come to the surface, difficult conversations need to be had. So when we're talking about having difficult conversations, we want to talk about having them with kindness. We want to talk about having them with courage. And we want to talk about giving other people, as well as ourselves, time to really process our feelings and figure out what we really feel. Because the nature of conflict is often that we're not clear. We thought that we would want something, but actually we want something else. We thought this project would take this long, but actually it's taking longer, it's taking less time. And we have to adapt. And that's the nature of not just conflict, but of moving out of your comfort zone, is this dealing with the reality that's now been created versus the theory of what you thought that new future would be like in your head, and then adapting and growing and filling those spaces with love. Okay, so can we just bring in your angels and bring in Creator and just command a healing on the part of your immune system that's been blocked because you're refusing to have those difficult conversations, and where you are refusing to see the difference between what's yours and what's other people's, and where you are taking on other people's stuff, responsibilities, energy, even becoming a dumping ground or a punching bag because you're not willing to say no. So the universe says that we always give the most loving response, and sometimes the most loving response is no. So can we show you that it's safe for you to say no? And that actually, when you are becoming successful, one of the hardest things for me, because I was by nature a pleaser, and because I also deeply want to help and to give, and often I know that I can, right? Was that in order for me to fulfill the commitments that I had to say no to a lot of other things. And I also had to learn to move at the speed of the slowest member of my team instead of moving at the speed that I am capable of going at. So when you have a team, you're not moving at the speed that you can move at, you're moving at the speed of the slowest team member, just so you know. Oh, it's like when you have a family, you're moving at the speed of the baby. You don't move at the speed of the mom. Everybody has to move together and everything has to fit. And that was a very, very sharp learning curve. So can we show you how to be in the new spaces that you're in and how to move the way you need to move through Creator of all that is, and to fill those spaces with love? Okay, and anywhere where you've taken on other people's energy, because your immune system actually reacts. So when you absorb other people's energies, your immune system can actually start attacking that energy, or you can find that your nervous system gets triggered because it can tell it's not your energy. So anywhere where you're carrying your mom's energy, your partner's energy, your father's energy, your children's energy, and it's causing your immune system to be out of whack, can we just ask Creator and the angels to return and clear that energy now? We're just going to give it back to sender through Creator of all that is. Oh, and just giving your immune system permission to not just be your immune system physically, but be your immune system energetically. Because often it's when our aura isn't holding up, right? And we're letting in everyone's energies and we're absorbing other people's stuff or even the stuff in the space. So let's just ask for a seed of light to repair our aura. Any tears, any holes. There we go. Okay, that's starting to look a lot better. And we're just going to command an instant healing on the immune system. And then I'm going to move into our body scans and questions. Had another few sign-ups for Medical Intuitive today, so I'm doing another happy dance. The vortex is getting stronger and stronger. We've got such incredible healers for this round. I can't wait to see what we're going to do together. How we're going to change the future of health. I am ridiculously excited. Okay. Let me have a quick look. Okay, Angelina is saying, hi Sky, can you please give me guidance with lungs? I recently found out that I have some damage to my lungs. I'm not getting enough oxygen to my body, but the cause is unknown. Can you please help? Okay, let's do a scan. I'm going to bring in Archangel Raphael and then his band of mercy. Okay, so can we just start by pulling out the sadness? There's been so much loss. Okay, so many of us are still grieving all the losses during COVID. So many of us are grieving moving home or downsizing, losing jobs or losing opportunities or losing soulmates or losing parents or partners. Can we just release all that sorrow from the lungs, please? Just breathing out. And this might be worth doing the heart song later on. It might be worth doing something to really release the sorrow and the grief. There we go, so that you can actually receive the joy. So I'm pulling out the grief on all 7 levels, from all the way down to your cells, your DNA, your ancestral line. Breathe for me. Woo. Okay, and Creator's showing me that the sadness is actually teaching you discipline. It's like we either pay the price, like pay the price of the pain of discipline, or we pay the pain of regret. Regretting never having achieved our goals, regretting never having had the impact we were supposed to have, regretting never having helped those we were supposed to help. So can we give you Creator's perspective, definition, understanding of being disciplined? The word discipline comes from the word disciple, and it means to follow God, right? So can we show you that it's safe for you to follow God? Oh, there we go. Regret is not the best teacher. Creator is the best teacher. So can we release that, the belief that suffering is the highest teacher, and that can be an ancient belief that crosses lifetimes, and replace it with the truth that Creator is the highest teacher, not regret. Ooh. Okay, that's looking a lot better. My love, it looks like damage from a virus. Okay, I would go and get tested. It looks like I would ask them for an MRI or for a proper a lung scan, because to me it looks like you've got secondary lung damage from a virus. So there's a very good lung detoxer called tiger mushroom. I'll put it in the links. A Chinese herb that really helps do a deep lung detox. But essential oils like lavender, peppermint, ginger, can we just heal that now, please? Okay, there we go. Okay, hi Sky. Can you scan me and see how my general health is doing at the moment? Is there anything I should work on? Thank you. Okay, let me do a quick scan, Iona. Okay, they're showing me you need to work on your heart health. um, really need to work on your heart health. You're not enjoying life. There's no so they're saying bring in a lot more joy. Do things just for fun and play. Move away from this energy of everything being so serious. So we're just going to do an instant heart healing as well. It's actually there's something around viruses and heart. I think it's to do with the COVID virus as well. So this idea of not being worthy, making life not worth living, or making us stop loving our lives or stopping loving the people in our life. So can we release that now, please? There we go. Okay, and now the angels are showing me I've got Archangel Raziel coming in really strong, and he's like the holder of the mysteries of the universe, but he also works deeply with the Akashic records. And the message that he's asking me to deliver to you is that your own journey contains the seeds, your own healings contain the messages that the people that you came here to serve need to hear. And so many of you are speeding through the ends of the healings where you actually get the revelation, right? That bit where you go, what lessons am I learning? That is the divine revelation. And if you skip that and you don't get the proper downloads of the virtues and the lessons, then that trauma will continue to repeat itself and the suffering will continue to repeat itself, because the suffering is designed so that you can learn and grow, right? No mud, no lotus. So can we release this? Gosh, there we go. This need to skip past the revelation, because that's what that is. That's a revelation at the end. That's God talking directly to you and showing you how to end suffering, not just in your life, but in the lives of everybody that you're here to impact. So pay attention. There's gold in the healings. Okay, there we go. That's looking a lot better. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm popping onto Instagram to have a look. Hello, I have high blood pressure. Tox is saying, hi, beautiful. Hi, Tox. I'm having high blood pressure, cholesterol, and insomnia, finding it difficult to sleep and rest. Okay, you were worrying about money. So, can we just start by releasing the worry of not being able to provide for yourself? Actually, being shown to bring in the energy of amethyst crystal. So, I'm going to command the crystal energy to come through really strong. And citrine, because citrine's got the ability to clear energy by itself. You don't have to keep clearing it and re-clearing it. think you've got some strong crystals around you that want to help. So I'm just going to ask the angels to put in the programming for them to start clearing the space. Some of you are really surrounded by crystals, but you're not using the power of those crystals properly. So we're just going to bring in the crystal angels to do an energy clearing on all your crystals now. Just say yes if you'd like these. Okay, and the angels are, I'm just hearing the angels say no more meat for you, and the blood pressure thing and the cholesterol thing is going to disappear. Just cut out any red meat, and go vegetarian, and no, basically no meat, no dairy for a couple of weeks, and this is going to be gone. Your vibration has shifted, and the suffering in the animals that you're eating just isn't a vibrational match for you anymore. So you can get the B vitamins, the omega, everything from plant-based supplements. Omega-3s, actually, fish don't even actually make them. You get them from the algae that the fish eat. There we go. Almond milk has more protein, magnesium, and calcium than cow's milk, and none of the hormones. There we go. Okay, that's looking a lot better. Let me have a quick look. Hi, Sky. I have trauma and pain in my left shoulder, left arm, left breast, and nipples as a whole. Okay. I'm going to start by just commanding that the trauma be completed, because I can still see the areas in shock. So I'm just going to send that healing straight into the cells. Anybody else that wants that, like they have a part that they took a fall, they have a part that's still bruised, or that they had some, like, a tumor or an ache, or some of you've got period pains and stuff going on as well. So can we just send so much unconditional love and healing in that direction, please? Okay, there we go. That's looking a lot better. Oh, and okay, so there's some psychic attack coming in as well. Left shoulders from other women, so having to burden the other women's responsibilities. I feel like someone's really not pulling their weight in a project that you're doing together, or is expecting you to do all the work. And that happens quite a lot, especially with healers, is that you enter a project and then they don't want to do the business side, they just want to do the healing side. So can we just release any trauma that you have from people using you or not doing their part? There we go. And then the breast is not nurturing yourself. Okay, and this is actually the answer to somebody else's question, because I was asked earlier about, like I said, that giving triggered a fear of giving people your power. So this is the same thing that's coming up for the breast, is that you receiving and being nurtured by others is triggering a feeling of powerlessness and dependency and humiliation. And they're showing me that this comes from childhood, where the people that gave things to us either humiliated us for being dependent on them, or used us to like got us to change our behavior or do things that we never wanted to do in order to get the things that we wanted to get. And when that happened, we kind of lost trust in ourselves, because we felt like we lost our integrity, right? So when you're little and your parents say to you, if if you stop crying, then I'll give you this cake, or if you If you don't tell mom that I spent this money, then I'm what's it called? I'll let you play with your friend, or I'll take you for an ice cream. This energy of um, asking children to keep secrets, and this idea that we have to, like, we, because as a child you have no choice, and that's the nature of transference, right? You transfer the other person's lack of integrity or their to onto you, and then you think it's you can't be with yourself. So can we release the transference? Would that be okay? And can we show you the truth that receiving is a superpower? If you've ever seen the effect that an orgasm has on a man, you're going to know what I mean. Receiving pleasure is a superpower. Receiving peace is a superpower. Receiving good is a superpower. And the effect that it has on other people, the effect that my son's smile has on me brings me to my knees. The effect that my husband being happy and at peace and confident makes me a better woman. The 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 effect that my good has on the world makes my life worth living and gives it meaning and purpose. So, yes, I'm giving, but those who are receiving are just as powerful as I am, right? And that's why Course in Miracles says, in your defenselessness, your safety lies. Your self worth never has to be on the table. Your power never has to be on the table. You can receive without ever putting your self worth or your power on the table. Can we show you that? That if someone's asking you to exchange your dignity or your power for whatever they're giving, it's too expensive. Okay? There we go. There we go. That's looking a lot better. Okay, I'm just commanding instant healing on that breast too. There we go. Okay, let's rock and roll. Hassan, how can I take my digestion and stomach function better? Thank you. Angels are immediately showing me stomach enzymes, really taking some serious stomach enzymes and doing a liver flush, but it's about worry. You're going to have to work on your anxiety. You're worrying about everything instead of taking divine right action. It takes just as much energy to worry as it does to take divine guided action. I promise. And then you get the relief afterwards. So what happens is with divine guidance is you tend to get really nervous, right? Right before you're about to do it. And then afterwards, you feel this wave of peace and relief and gratitude that you did it. And that action then blesses your future self and other people in the world. And its effect is compounded, right? So that it magnifies and expands and grows. And then you have the reverse, which is when you don't follow your divine guidance and the fear tells you to put it off another day or to do it another time, or you'll do it when you don't feel anxious or when you don't feel depressed or once you've had a shower. Like you guys can see, I've had a chance to have a shower now. I have a nice clean top on after my sleepless night last night, right, with the bubba. And it makes you feel so much better. But it didn't stop me from showing up, and that's exactly the energy that you have to have. I remember one time I rocked up to a conference and my mentor said to me, you look like a mess. And I did. I literally rolled out of bed, and the energy that was coming up from me in that wealth conference was so sticky and so deep, and it was causing so much fear in me that I really wasn't handling it well. But I looked her in the eye and I said, look, I know, but I came anyway. I showed up anyway. I'm doing it anyway. I'm finding it really, really hard. I'm probably having some kind of a minor breakdown or healing crisis, but I showed up anyway. I did it anyway. So it's that energy of moving out of your comfort zone and knowing that everything is hard in the beginning, especially following your divine guidance. But then when you're following your divine guidance, it gets easier as time goes on. A lack of discipline or fear is easy in the beginning and it gets harder as time goes on, right? Um, and very often it's kind of like, it's no different than, eating unhealthy food and then having a panic attack or a depression, anxiety, or snapping at someone later on. It's no different than not exercising and then dealing with back pain and health issues and sprains that would never have happened. It's no different than overspending and then having to pay back the credit card debt. It feels good for an instant and bad for months and weeks and years. That's the opposite of divine guidance, right? Divine guidance, it feels sometimes very triggering when you get it, but then it makes you feel better and lighter as time goes on and as time passes. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's looking a lot better. Oh, deviating, it feels like feelings of heaviness and burning down in the whole of the left side of my pelvis. Okay, we're just going to command an instant healing, but it's instantly coming up as the energy of old anger at never having your needs be cared about or met. So very often when you're dealing with people talking about overgiving or pleasing, right? What you don't understand, and we talked about this in the Financial Freedom Masterclass, is that it's the energy that you do something with. So if you give from a place of anger and hatred, then you're going to receive resentment, anger, and hatred back. It doesn't matter that what you did was nice. The energy that you gave it with was vicious. Okay. And it's it's what they call the mother rage. You really have to be careful. You can do a very nice thing with really toxic energy. Okay. So then what you give comes back to you, especially if you're a powerful manifester. So can we release that? Anywhere where you're giving from a toxic place because you don't trust that the universe will provide for you or give back to you. And I'm going to tell you to pray a very controversial prayer. Okay. Pray for an obedient heart. Pray for a heart that's obedient to God, to your divine guidance above all things. Say, Creator, my heart is wild. My emotions are wild like a storm that cannot be controlled. And the truth is that it's keeping me trapped and it's making my body hurt. I need you to bring peace to the storm that's inside me. I need mastery over my emotions. I pray for a heart that's obedient to my divine guidance and to God above all things. That trusts that God knows my true nature and knows what makes me happy versus what I think or I believe or what my ego thinks or believes. I pray for an obedient heart. There we go. Ooh. Don't surrender a heart to a man. Surrender it to God. There we go. Okay, beautiful. Okay, I'm going to check a few of the questions on here again. Okay, 1 second. Okay, beautiful. Can you tell me the connection between the cerebrospinal fluid, immune system, and memory? I explained, I had a client 21 that the creator had given me there with a cerebrospinal fluid and the liquid in which the brain is immersed. Many thin golden stripes I saw, beautiful, followed by what creator guided me. The person was not sick with any virus. Instead, he had previously had the COVID. After the session, I found out that I'd actually done the pain in the head had passed, and in addition, saw the downloads. So like we said, every single system in your body has its own immune system. And when you sleep, the immune system in the brain, the enzymes, the bacteria, the proteins, like the amyloid proteins, break down all the toxins and remove it. And one of the irritating and also amazing things about viruses is that they can cross the blood-brain barrier, and they can also across the cell barrier, because that's how they procreate. They go into the cell, copy the DNA in the nucleus, and then use it to divide inside the cell. Viruses are really, really clever, and that's actually why the body uses them to cut our own DNA as well. Okay, so what the body can't do, it delegates, it uses other beings to do as well in our consciousness. So when you're looking inside, somebody that's post-COVID or post-viral will often not just have inactive aspects of the virus inside their body, but their body will still be clearing it up. So the connection between the immune system and the liquid inside the brain it was them showing you that the virus had crossed the barrier and that they need to be cleared out. And if a person isn't getting deep enough metabolic sleep, then the brain is not being cleared properly and the gut is not being cleared properly. It's kind of like all the little cells put out their little bags of garbage at night, but then nobody comes to pick it up in the morning, right? And you're like, the trash is still there, and it's exactly the same thing. And that's where you get that foggy brain or that foggy thinking. And it's one of the reasons that sleep is such a powerful force and an important force. Okay. I'm a Reiki healer and I love channeling, but sometimes I'm not able to do it. Can you please help me understand what's the issue? Okay, I'm just going to start by sending you unconditional love. So they're showing me that you're not really in touch with when your energy is open or closed. Because you're one of those people that dissociates from your body, and they're showing me that when sometimes you're trying to channel when you are energetically closed. So they're saying breath work would really help to kind of open you up, but that energy of expanding out, even just opening your arms like this and like kind of flapping your arms, kind of like Pilates, or doing like circles round, just to open up your heart, particularly if you're sitting like this all day, or you're doing healings like this, or you're doing typing at your desk like that. The heart energy gets closed and the muscles around your back get strained. So you want to open that heart energy, all right? Really open that heart energy. And you want to do like, basic yoga stretches, and to really use that breath to open to receiving, because what's happening is you're getting closed sometimes and you're not noticing. The best way to notice is you can muscle test, or you can physically check your body. If there's a lot of tension in your body, then very often we're energetically closed. There we go. Sometimes also, and the angels are saying this, so I'm going to share it. Sometimes also the answer is no. So if somebody's asking me to channel or share information with them, you've seen me about another person without their consent, I say no. If somebody's asking me for information, but I can feel their intent towards me is unkind or vicious, or they're going to use it for something that's not good. It's kind of like sharing divinely channeled information with somebody that's going to use it to hurt you or others is like bleeding next to a shark, right? So you really have to trust your divine guidance. Sometimes the answer is no. And I'll give you an example. This one time I was running an event in Edinburgh on angel healing a long time ago, almost 8 or 9 years ago, with my husband. And I had a man come up to me and he said that he wanted to do a private angel reading. And I immediately got Archangel Michael saying to me, no, he needs to work with a man. And that's the message I delivered to him. You need to work with a man. I'm not the right person for you. The angels have made it really clear that I'm not the right person. And he was very forceful. He was like, no, I have to work with you. You're the only person I trust, blah, blah. And I kept saying, look, my angels have said I'm not the right person, so I'm not going to work with you. And he then signed up to one of my husband's workshops and retreats that I was teaching at. And my angel said to me very clearly, if he goes, you're not going. And I said to him, this is going to cause a huge argument between me and my husband. It's not fair. He's a client. We've never discriminated against anybody booking on for a workshop. And Archangel Michael was very clear. If he goes, you're not going. So I said to my husband, look, my angels are telling me that it's not safe for me. If this man goes, I can't go. Um, and I had the biggest bollocking from my husband about discriminating against people or blah, blah. And then this man called my husband to have a conversation about the retreat and asked about me. And my husband said to him, in a very gentle way, that I wasn't going to be there, I wasn't going to be teaching. It was just going to be him teaching the workshop, not explaining that he was the reason or anything like that. And then he started to tell my husband just how much he had been having these dreams about having intercourse with me and how I was seducing him and how he was going to wait until we had this workshop to find a way of being alone with me and having his way, as it were. At which point, my husband realized that my angels weren't cuckoo, right? And that they were trying to protect me from sexual assault. So they did it in a very gentle way. They didn't tell me that anything that would make me afraid, but they said very clearly, don't work with this person. He needs to work with a man, right? And you could see he would have probably harmed any other woman because of the kind of wound or trauma that he had. But they didn't tell me why. They just told me, don't work with him. And once I respected that, that was it. They didn't share any information that could have been prejudicial to the other person. But sometimes when you get told no, you're not going to see any information, you're not going to give any information. Not everybody has good intentions for psychic readings or healings, and it's important that you know that and that you honor and respect the messages that you are getting as well. Okay, Taylor's saying, hi Sky, I have a parasite infection in my body and I'm doing everything I can to cleanse and clear them. I feel fear that I won't be able to eradicate them. Can you ask the angels for help? Okay, so it's not a fear, right? It's a reality. You're always going to have parasites in your body. You don't want to eradicate the parasites. You want to bring your parasite biome to balance. Commanding not to have parasites in your body would literally kill you. It's like commanding not to have magnesium or calcium or zinc or to remove all the metals from your body. You'd literally become all floopy and you just like collapse, right? So thank God for some of our prayers not being answered. So can we command that your parasite biome be balanced in the highest and best way? Now, the belief that you can't live without them, that's actually from parasitical people in your life telling you, especially abusive boyfriends. And I think you've got an abusive parent telling you that you're not going to survive without them, you can't live without them, that they need you, that you need them, when actually they need you. So, can we release that belief? Can we show you that that's a lie? You don't need the excess parasites, and you definitely don't need the toxic people in your life until they learn to respect your boundaries. There we go. Okay, that's looking a lot better. You look adorable in red. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Sky. You're such a great healer. I know it's early, but it's Christmas. Just so you guys know, I'm an absolute Christmas fiend. I really, really love Christmas. Sorry, so it's going to get really fun for us in December. I'm going to go angel reading mad and blessing mad because I love the energy. I love the energy of that time of year. But yeah, it's my chance to express my happy Christmasdom or happy Chrismica, which is like Christmas and Hanukkah and everything together. Okay. And for those of you that didn't know, it's my birthday on Friday. And my birthday on Friday, so I'm super excited this week. Okay, I'm just going to scroll down so I can see a few more questions. Barbara, I can't thank you enough for all your support. I've started to make positive changes and I got one client already booked in. Booyah! Go Barbara! Go Barbara! Barbara! Go you! I ordered the books you suggested. Divine blessings to you and yours. You're an incredible healer, darling. You can really help people. Just keep steady, keep moving. It's going to be good. Just bringing in that energy of I can help people instead of how do I get clients, and this energy of creator is my provider not the clients, and it will start to move. People really need help right now, and you can help them. So that's the definition of healing from a place of integrity. Okay, my period stopped for 7 months now. Okay, and I left London. I'm back now to London, but I can't find a place to rent. Everything's getting expensive and not worth the price. Can you check for me as divine guidance to have somewhere, please? Okay, so I'm gonna, I know you're asking me about money and all that stuff, but when I'm scanning you, your angels are showing me this is about you being angry, that you just want to be like the traditional version of a woman. You want to have a family, you want to be provided for, you don't really want to be doing this independent work woman thing. It's like a face or a front. You like the traditional part, and it's because deep down you're judging the part of you that's a very traditional woman, that you can't pull in what you really desire. So can I release the judgment in you for being a traditional woman? Nothing wrong with being a traditional woman. There we go. Okay, now we're just going to pull the belief that everything is too expensive. Okay, London's a huge place. There's all the different kinds of prices and all the different kinds of places available. And on top of that, right, you don't have to live directly in London. You can live in suburbia or half an hour outside, have more green and come in when you feel guided. So let's show you that it's all resistance to work. You're really angry about your work. So I'm just going to release whatever you're going through at work, because it's really hard. Oh, some of you are going through workplace bullying or really difficult work situations. Can we release that where it's really damaging your immune system? So if you start telling your body, I don't want to work, right? And your body knows that if you get the flu, you don't have to work. Guess what's going to happen? So let's clear that. There we go. Okay, looking good. And I'm just going to command your circadian rhythm to rebalance, because this is about stress, and your endocrine system to rebalance in the highest and best way. Okay, some of you have the belief money doesn't buy happiness. Can I release that? Money does buy happiness, just so you know. All right, anyone that's ever given a present to a child knows that they're going to grin at you 1,000 miles an hour. So can we show you that you can buy happiness? It's not the only way to create happiness, but it's certainly a valid way. Gifts is a love language. There we go. I'm going to be really crystal clear with you guys. Money creates happiness, health creates happiness, strength creates happiness, success creates happiness. All of these things that make people feel safe and loved and free create happiness, okay? And you're allowed to feel free. There we go. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to do one more. So I'm going to pull it off of Facebook because I think I want to be a bit more fair. Okay. Gina Pentino is saying, shall I come back to the UK or stay where I am? Would love to have some guidance on this. I'm getting Archangel Raphael very strongly telling you to stay where you are. Okay, it's really important. The climate is doing something really important to your health and shifting your vibration. At least for the next 6 months, stay where you are. Okay, Susie Valentine is saying, when will I move to my new house, and which country will is it? Thank you, Sky. Gosh, you have a choice. You have so much choice, Susie. There's a really strong pull to the US. There's a really strong pull in Spain, and there's a really strong pull in the United Kingdom. Um, I think you'd be very happy in Spain or the US, but there's something of a sadness that comes in like the emotional sadness I'm picking up about the UK. You have some healing to do with the United Kingdom. But I'm going to bring in Archangel Raphael and Archangel Jophiel to help you with this move in the highest and best way. Okay, Charlotte Troll is saying, I'm opening to a major project in my service to humanity. Can you say anything about that? Balance, obstacles, healing wise. Okay, let me have a quick scan. Okay, so immediately what I'm getting is have open conversations now, and get clear structure, so like proper contracts, proper agreements, proper boundaries. And they're also saying ask for dates, because you're discussing projects and outlines and deliverables without actually saying how long does this project take. And there's some serious stealth expectations going on, and some serious mismatches between how long you think something's going to take and how long the other person is going to be able to deliver that in. So they're saying really clear every time what the project spec is, how long you want it to take, what it will require for that to be done in that specific amount of time, in every single piece of communication, just to keep things nice and open and nice and clear. Not avoiding having difficult conversations because you're afraid of losing the opportunity. Nicole Mary, I don't have everything needed to heal my. Do I have every? Yeah, have I? Sometimes I'm already dyslexic, and then some people when they type, I don't everything needed to heal my ear infection. Thank you, Sky. We need to pull all the arguments. You're around people that are arguing, or somebody shouting at you. I'm literally feeling like I don't want to listen. I don't want to hear. So can I pull the anger out of your ears? I think it's actually a work thing. Let's pull that out and command an instant healing on your ears through Archangel Raphael. Thank you. Matthew Wood is saying, hey Sky, I'd love some guidance from the angels about the key areas to focus on healing myself and to enable me to soar into my mission here on earth. Thank you. Okay, let me scan. Okay, so they're immediately showing me that for you, it's to do with self-worth, and you need to work on feeling worthy of good, and on knowing that your divine life purpose matters and that it's important. Where you're getting stuck is thinking that it doesn't really matter, that you're not that special. That's the lie. The truth is that you do matter, you are special, and you're going to make an incredible impact on the world. But that's what you have to know, that the unworthiness is a lie. Okay. And it helps to use strong language. The clearer you are with your unconscious mind, the faster things shift, move, and evolve. Where in the world is my place? Should I move to? Thank you so much, my love. I'm seeing Colorado. You need some kind of like an energy vortex around you. You need nature and you need mountains. So somewhere like Colorado, somewhere like Arizona, there's something about having heat and mountains at least for like 2 or 3 months. The desert energy would be very healing for you as well. Even just looking at pictures of those places and bringing in that energy to help it heal is very important for you right now. Okay, so I'll be back tomorrow from 1 until 2 doing more free angel readings. Feel free to keep adding your questions to the videos when I come live below. I'm going to answer them as my angels show me is the best for everyone's highest and good. And we've got another Immune System Whispering Masterclass tomorrow night, and a whole new list of supplements for you, for those that are coming. I've really adapted it from last year as well to show you how to deal with a whole host of other viruses, get your winter defenses up and running. Medical Intuitive is still happening in January, guys. So our numbers are increasing and increasing. I've had to open up extra days for discovery calls. It is me that you're talking to. So if I can be of help removing the blocks with, am I psychic enough? Does this work with my career? How am I going to fit this in with my life? I can't figure out how to get the money in because I'm blocked client wise. I'm more than happy to do a scan and a quick clearing and get to the root of what's blocking you from your next step in your purpose. If you're supposed to be a medical intuitive, you are one of mine, and I'm very serious about my own. So let's do our closing prayer. O great Spirit, Father, Sky, Mother Earth, the winds, the waters, my Father, my Mother, Atanaha, all that is, we thank you for our lives, and we thank you for these good people. We thank you for all that we are and all that we are to become. We dedicate our time spent together and our relationships with one another to you. We ask that our suffering be ended and our pain be lifted to the love and to the peace that lay beyond. Aho, Amen, Namaste.